That's a thing.
We're here. Hello, everybody.
It's Friday.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a long week.
I think it's Friday.
Feels more like a Saturday that I had to work on.
Is it like Monday number 5? I don't know.
Monday number 26 at this point.
What's up, guys? Welcome to AVADirect live stream. This is Shannon.
Limited edition with Joe.
What's limited? Why do you do this to me? I'm already having enough trouble talking. Now you're just screwing me up.
I'll talk quietly.
So we're full of leaks this week. We're full of leaks, and more leaks, and all the leaks.
AMD peed its socket.
AMD peed itself?
It peed.
No.
He said it's
Threadripper
leaks. It said it peed.
That's the first subject. Damn it.
Yeah.
So
sneak peek. Goodness.
So starting this off, first thing, obviously, I'm sure some of you have seen out there is AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2990X is rumored to have leaked. But as you can see here, basically showing up as 32-core, 64-thread behemoth of a CPU. I can only imagine, Joe, what do you think about, first of all, just seeing that, knowing it's theoretically a 250-watt TDP, how do you feel about like cooling that thing?
Well, I know how I feel about having an oven in a secondary place in my home. So there's at least that. Now if I want to game and cook a pizza, I can do both within the vicinity.
But just think, it does snow here. It gets cold.
This is true.
So you now have a Threadripper.
Secondary heating.
A heat ripper?
Yeah, what I can do is I can somehow find a way to channel the heat generated from this PC after it's built into all of the rooms in my house, and then that way I don't have to run the heat for so long.
Sounds like ducting. We can do this.
Yep.
We could even heat here now.
Or is it that AMD is ducking all the rumors?
When they showed that, basically it was on water, and they were able to overclock it to 4.1 gigahertz, which is about 4 gigahertz, 4.1 gigahertz is about where your...
That's AMD standards.
1950X. I mean, all the Ryzen chips, they don't leave a lot on the table for overclocking, and that's, in my opinion, okay because of what the Threadripper is designed for.
Right, they don't focus on clock speeds, they focus on productivity.
Well, they focus on just, I mean, large scale, massive amount of cores. And having 32 cores now means basically, like when they announced it at Computex, and Intel goes, oh, whoops, turns out that 28 core fake demo is not so good.
Yeah, well, you know, they get one do-over. Well,
we'll see how that goes. Because as we've seen, this chip is actually a thing. It's like actually coming. It's not a rebranded Xeon, so that's kind of interesting. It's basically a rebranded Epic, actually.
There is something to be said about being able to rely on some of the rumors that circulate within AMD, and it's kind of a positive circulation, if I might add.
Well, the thing is with this is that when you look at the 1950X, like they showed a sentiment score hitting like right around, oh goodness, it was like 6,400 points.
Wow.
Which is like severely massive. That was barely behind what Intel did with their 28 core on sub-ambient cooling at 5 gigahertz. So when you think about that, and you compare it to like the 7980XE, which is the top Intel HEDT, wow.
Why don't we just put up a meme of that cat that looks like its mind's blown? Because that's kind of what I pictured in my head anyway, just.
But that thing, even fully overclocked to like its max on a usable like water cooler, is like 4,000. So you're talking another 33%. You're talking basically 33% higher performance than what an overclocked 790XE would be.
And I'm okay with this, but still no word on price point, so that might be an important factor.
Well, being it's all four, I'm assuming all 4 dies. That's going to be a pretty massive jump. So
four square of cores.
The biggest problem I would say with this is it's going to. I mean, the weird part is, if it's 250 watt TDP, when's the last time you saw an air cooler that cooled 250 watt TDP?
That exists.
Well, that's what I'm asking, because now apparently it does. Because remember, the new Threadripper 2nd gen, they were cooling it on air at Computex.
I mean, so they say. Was there any validity to that?
Like, yeah, they showed it running.
Inspect the hard. Okay, they showed it running. But
yeah, like, it's a retail cooler coming from Cooler Master.
Okay, we'll see, I guess. Could be parlor tricks, and only time will tell. I mean, FFS, dude, we have to use the Enermax triple radiator to cool Threadripper now, and it's the only liquid cooler that actually cools it like to our standards. Everything else, you can get away with using it, right? But all I've been doing is pushing that triple radiator or complete custom liquid cooling for anybody who's serious about cooling Threadripper properly.
And that's the thing. I think both HEDT sides. The cool thing about Threadripper, though, is you don't have to delid the damn thing to keep it cool.
Nope. Why is that, Shannon? What does AMD do different than Intel?
They solder their IHS to the GPU or CPU dies.
You know, if only that's something Intel would have done at some point previously.
I'm sure eventually they'll come around to that because they are getting beat up really bad about that. But at the end of the day, I mean, to have a Threadripper 32 cores, Threadripper never really, in my mind, was, even with gaming and streaming, I feel like it's a little overkill and it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
Now you have a 32 core part. I feel like this is something where it fits something into like our workstations we build here.
Absolutely.
Like workstations, even like maybe not the professional enterprise grade servers, because enterprise stuff you want to go with like Xeon or Epic.
Right. And at what point do you start to consider that maybe a workstation can also be a server? Like at what point do people start installing VMs on these things and just going a single processor, 32 cores, 64 threads? I'm good.
Well, yeah, but that's, I mean, you're talking huge compute scaling. That's going to be awesome. But once again, I mean, let's say you drop this thing, because for instance, you have a much lower TDP on the Epic chips because they're lower frequency.
Right.
Now you have this higher frequency. So imagine you try to throw this in like a 1U or 2U server.
Right. Well, Chad's got a good point. Hey, Chad. Advertised as 250 watts, and we all see what the word advertised means in the PC industry. So.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I've actually asked. I think I could say this pretty openly because I asked about it, and this was pre-Ryzen launch, was, you know how Intel's been kind of loose with the Flex TDP, we've seen it to where it jumps past its advertised 95 watts for bursts and stuff like that.
Right.
According to what I was told by AMD, they do not flex TDP at all. TDP is what it is. If they say it's 250, it stays at 250 unless you're overclocking or changing something.
At least you know what you're working with at that point. You
yeah.
Can't complain.
That's where, I mean, how many times have we seen 8700Ks where you put a stock cooler on it and it's like, nope, this thing runs hot as hell.
Yeah, it just takes a dump.
It just freaks
And
out.
by dump, I mean heat. It dumps heat.
It pours a whole lot out all over the system.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It's a mess. Now, one thing was that listing when I actually caught wind of this news that went out, the big rumor about Threadripper leaking, was there was a very interesting chip that popped up on there as an Intel Confidential, and that's something I think we're going to talk about next, which is Intel actually debuted in their database a reference to an 8-core Coffee Lake-based Xeon.
Well, it's not confidential anymore now, is it? We all know about it.
Well, but that's the thing.
Say 8-core Coffee Lake 3 times fast.
8-core Coffee Lake, 8-core Coffee Lake, 8-core Coffee Lake. Now you do it.
Congratulations. 8-core Coffee Lake, 8-core Coffee Lake, 8-core Coffee Lake.
You cheated. You copied me. So Intel is not necessary. I mean, they confirmed it on their website, but when you go back now, they're unfortunately not. It's no longer there.
Oh, good.
It was under their technical docs.
Intel hides something that they once released? That makes no sense at all.
But they did catch screenshots of it. So
of course they did.
Our friends at Hot Hardware were like, they caught that quick.
Of course they did, because internets.
Yeah, once it's on the internet, it's there forever, unfortunately. Yep. We didn't grow up before the internet age, unfortunately.
No, not at all.
It's a mainstream Xeon. We've seen it before with the E3s and things like that. But it begs the question, like, you know, everyone's been talking about Z390 coming. Will we be seeing a desktop variant of this? I think that goes without question. I think we'll definitely be seeing it.
That is pending for sure.
I think that, I mean, luckily, I will tell you guys on this show, if we have an NDA on something, we won't ever talk about it. Luckily, we don't have an NDA about this.
Nope.
I haven't heard any news about it.
Nothing.
So we're free to talk about any rumors or speculation that goes out there. Now the question is, with the Threadripper 2 Cinebench leak, like you saw in the previous article, is this the same chip? Because if that's the case, as you can see here, that guy, it says genuine Intel CPU 0000. That is what happens when you get very, very early ES chips.
Nice benchmarks.
This is kind of weird. I feel you're encroaching on me. Now, wow. That thing basically, let's go ahead and pop that. That is a, well done, Brooke. That is beautiful. Now, that is 8-core 16-thread, just like your 2700X. And that thing had a score of 2212 in CBR15, Cinebench R15.
Right.
The 2700X has 1800 points. So that means if that's the viable Intel alternative to this, then they're definitely stacking the deck as far as trying to make sure they take back that mainstream platform, because basically Ryzen's really, I hate to say it, but they've kind of risen in the in the mainstream platform. That sounds so wrong. I know.
You took the easy way out.
I did. I could barely talk, so I could tell you that this thing, if it actually scores that, mind you, that's an early sample, so there's going to be like spins or revisions most likely before it comes out retail.
Could this be Bulldozer version 2?
Oh God.
Half cores?
Please,
cores?
Please, no. No.
I don't think so.
I can't.
It all comes down to the application, I think. And knowing Intel, they probably did kind of bloat those numbers a little bit, or overclocked and didn't tell anybody.
Well, that's the thing. That's where it remains to be seen, because let's face it, 28 core. Oh, we forgot to tell you it was overclocked. Yeah, that's kind of the track record at this point.
This is why there are entities out there and media outlets that perform hands-on comprehensive reviews, to be able to take all that unknown and gray area and put it into controlled environments and tests to be able to tell you unanimously, nope, this is where the performance is at compared to 2700X.
As long as they're not willing to be bought. That's the other problem with it comes to the review cycle.
I mean, with all the fake news circulating nowadays, it's probably a major concern. Or with people just kind of throwing out articles for the sake of catching grabs and views without actually providing pertinent information.
You mean media would create clickbait?
No, never. Because why would they ever make more money off of that, Shannon?
Chad, would they ever do that? I don't see that.
I don't think so either. No, I mean, people have morals.
Oh, of course. Our tech industry is full of morals. We've got tons of those.
No, you have all the Hollywood cleaning house, and soon the IT industry is gonna. Oh wait, is it sexual scandal? Intel CEO?
Well, I don't know. It's fraternization. Unfortunately, the Intel CEO Brian Krzanich resigned. I'll use air quotes. Resigned.
Look at that face. He looks pleased with himself. I'm sure what he accomplished was well worth him having to resign.
That looks like Bill after Monica, just saying.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, but I am wearing her underwear.
Why does this happen to me? So, basically...
Admit it, you feel lucky.
I do feel lucky to do this show with you every week, dude.
Oh.
So, Brian has been with Intel since 1982. That's before I was born.
So, I mean, it had, whatever he did, I hope it was worth it, Brian.
36 years. The worst part about this is, imagine, the dude has a family. And now they outed him.
Should have thought about that.
Well, I wonder, because, they're behind the game as far as, 10 nanometer. We've talked about that before. It's way behind.
Maybe this is what Intel needs to do. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, and they'll get some fresh blood in, and somebody that's going to say, what we've been doing for the past 10 years has been all wrong, and here's what we need to start focusing on now. And maybe Intel can kind of reclaim its name a little bit here, because it's been slowly tarnishing every year, in my opinion.
That's what I was hoping for, because they've become very lackadaisical with what they're offering. And the other part is, you notice what happened with AMD. Once they switched, Lisa Su came in, it was a very large paradigm shift for what AMD was doing.
Leadership makes a huge difference in a company. Huge. Cannot stress that enough.
But now the thing is, how will this affect Intel as a whole? Because literally the last thing that launched under Brian was, now obviously there's going to be a lot of things still coming down the pipe that he's commanded or worked on or whatever. Right. How's this going to affect Intel as a company?
Well, they'll probably complete out all the projects that was kind of under Brian's wing while he was there, and then they'll start to phase toward whatever they need to do. I just hope it's not a transition like between what ended up happening with Apple after Jobs passing. And then Tim Cook stepped in and was like, hey, let's kind of keep selling the same rebranded stuff and hope it still sells.
And let's monetize all the things.
Right, and it's going to get to a point where everything's going to get stagnant, and then no one's going to see the value and the price premium, because let's face it, when it comes down to selling a brand, you're only as good as the value that you perceive and what it's worth to those people. So if you're not doing that properly, you're failing as a company, and you're failing in terms of leadership. So
we asked Chad, hey, media would never post clickbait and stuff. He's like, no, never.
No.
We've never seen that.
No, because without your readers, you don't have the clicks, and without providing information that is actually semi-accurate and wholesome, where are you going to get your views?
You do realize there's a website called Semi-Accurate, right? Charlie's a good guy. He just posts some weird stuff.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's a tech. What's funny is it's actually a tech site too.
I forgive him.
Brian had some pretty big parts in the way that Intel's have played the game. I mean, over these years, he came in 1982 as an engineer. So,
yeah.
Moving up to this, it's kind of like the end of an era. You had Paul Otellini, then now you have Brian. Now it's kind of interesting to see where they're going to step from here. And is it going to be maybe the right time to change, being the fact they're pushing toward graphics, things like that?
Could be.
There's a lot of things I feel like could be affected. I mean, I'm hoping it's the best. I'm hoping now they'll start push more competition.
I need to be more comfortable. This looks great.
Oh, man. So, Joe, I'm kind of glad you didn't dive into the G-Sync HDR market like you were really planning.
Why? Is it because something's terribly wrong with the new product that was just released?
Well, how did you know, besides the fact that you saw these notes before we started?
No idea what you're talking about. I don't have insider information.
So, G-Sync HDR 4K monitors have been producing quote-unquote blurry images. And once again, our friends at Hexus put this article up, and it's been kind of reposted all over the place because a lot of people are reporting that the new 4K HDR monitors, which they spent, I don't know, bajillion dollars on these things.
$2,000, which for legit, I've been saving up for one of these monitors for like a solid year. And now I think I'm just going to buy a bunch of pillows so I can cry myself to sleep in it.
You know what the sad part about this is? The only reason they're having this problem is looks like it's because they were pushing for that 144 hertz number. Because everyone was crying about that. Because basically they're using chroma subsampling to ensure that they can reach 144 hertz.
Right.
Now, if you set it for 120 hertz, you're perfectly fine.
Then why not, dude? Because I overclocked my monitor. I have one of the Acer Predators that goes to 165 when you overclock. I sat there and set it to 60, to 100, to 120, to 144, to 165. Couldn't notice the difference once I broke like 95. You know, PUBG for me runs at like 100 frames per second on average all day, and it's smooth as butter, dude. Would have been fine at 120, really.
Well, the thing is, DisplayPort 1.4 bandwidth is 226 gigabits a second. So basically, instead of running 444 chroma, which is full scale color, full scale grayscale, everything, they're running 422 when you run 144 hertz. And unfortunately, most customers won't know that. So they're seeing blurry images instead of just dropping it down to 120, where you have plenty of bandwidth to support it.
Awesome. Take my money and give me a subpar product, please.
So when you have 422, that means full res grayscale, which is awesome because, you know, that's what you want to see.
Oh, well, I mean, absolutely.
But it's half res on color.
What if you want to play a throwback game, like Leave It to Beaver?
And mind you, this is an HDR monitor. So imagine how great that is to have half res on your color.
So it's to be HDLR, High Dynamic Limited Range.
That's not wrong.
This is false advertisement. This is an outrage.
And they're saying that it's most noticeable in like high contrast scene. All those games with the dark, like the dark and the light scenes, you're basically going to be screwed.
Awesome. So I guess I'm just going to play games
now?
I'm just going to play games like Amnesia and Resident Evil 7 on repeat until the better monitor.
What you're saying is you're buying one tonight.
Nope. No, I'm just going to play all the games streamed to my phone.
Now the sad part is because I love both of these brands of monitors, but it's Asus and Acer, the two that have obviously the first two to release it.
Right now, is this
both
specific?
exhibiting it?
Oh, both. Awesome. Cool.
They're
great
both.
job.
So basically, they're both probably same panels. Probably just someone looked at it and didn't realize or figured that. I don't even know how they wouldn't figure that. You think they would default the monitor? Because most people don't change it. Set it to default to 120,
but
and everything would be fine.
Even still, though, let's say just hypothetically, okay, that this passed through their quality control and it's not something they considered, and they got to be better than that. You're in a day and age where people nitpick anything they possibly can and to determine the value of their dollar and stretch it as far as they can. Yeah. And you as a company, you need to be responsible for looking over everything with a fine-tooth comb and anticipate what those complaints are going to be and then address those complaints before you release a product. And that's the $2,000, dude. It's outrageous. If this were a $1,200 monitor, people would probably be like, well, you know, they kept it the same price point and they had to fix things. But no, $2,000, dude, I could have bought a 65-inch HDR TV for that price. That would actually be awesome.
And there'd be no input lag or any of that crap. That's the great part. Well, wait, no, there would be input lag if it's a smart TV because, you know, all those smart TVs have horrible input lag now.
Actually, a lot of the newer 4K ones are addressing that in a big way.
Thank God. That was horrible.
Because of the ARM processors they're using, the ARM 7, the ARM 9, like LG TVs have input lag that's down anywhere within the vicinity of 20. And a TV that I purchased in 2002, the input lag was like 69 milliseconds. So
that's horrible.
It's pretty good. But I'm still looking forward to the big gaming displays, just not if they're going to all exhibit this problem.
Or if they're going to be like $10,000. Because that's the other part.
Then I'll be waiting for a long time, and then I'll have to see if maybe instead of having a third child, we just have this monitor.
Or try to find one on Craigslist, you know, because that's going to be reliable.
Oh, absolutely. And then they're just not going to let me plug it in and test it. They're going to argue with me about it, and then I'm not going to buy it.
He'll carry a generator in his car, don't worry.
Sure. Works for me.
Now, all of you guys have seen that the 8086K launched. It's a limited edition processor, 50,000 total in the world. They gave away 8,086 of them, or they are giving them away once they're available.
Why?
Because they want to show off the fact that, you know, it's 40 years since the 8086 and 40 years of the x86 architecture.
So why don't they just charge $80.86 for it?
because that would be non-profitable, I imagine. Especially
I don't care.
Especially with industry.
I don't care. You got to go all in with this 8086 stuff, man. Or why don't you charge $8,086 for it?
Well,
if you want to make your profits.
AMD decided to have some fun with they created a Trade Your Prize promotion. And
AMD.
So AMD decided to let 40 people who won 8086 processors, 8086K processors, to trade their prize in for a Threadripper 1950X.
Please tell me they did it.
Please. Oh no, it's still going. As soon as it launches and people win it, the first 40 people that fill out the document can trade it in for 1950X.
And I'll tell you what, if anybody contacts me that actually trades that in, I'll give you an amazing deal on a Threadripper PC just because you did it. Like, we'll build you everything else and you send the processor and we'll take care of the rest. Free overclocking, I'll give you a liquid cooling upgrade. Like, we'll do it up, man.
Basically, that's awesome. That would actually be really cool if someone contacted us and we went with that.
I'm serious, do it. Let's get it done.
The big thing that AMD is touting is the advantages of Threadripper, which 16 core, 32 threads, 64 PCIe lanes versus 8086 is 16. Yeah, I mean it's got a few more, but they're all for ancillary devices, and then 40 megabytes of cache. So basically, a monster CPU, which is really big actually compared to the 8086K, but
it's fine.
But Intel didn't necessarily take that just laying down. They replied to the tweet, and it was kind of funny. So they're basically like, AMD Ryzen, if you wanted an Intel i7 8086K processor too, you could have just asked us. Thanks for helping to celebrate 8086.
Oh, shots fired.
That was
wow.
Actually, so actually, in all seriousness, it was actually kind of like when you see the Wendy's tweets. Where
Wendy's is amazing. Wendy's is amazing.
They're savage, especially with the new IHOB thing going on.
Just the best one's like, hey, Wendy's, what's the best part of McDonald's? The exit.
I'm stuck at McDonald's. Help. Actually, I had McDonald's today because, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
I hope you don't have the diarrheas.
Well, you know, I'm sitting here with you, so what's the worst that'll happen?
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I'm just a walking, talking sack of diarrhea. Thanks. Appreciate it. Such kind words.
Let's see. Smoking deal if you don't... Okay, Chad from Facebook. Smoking deal if you don't think about a new motherboard and specific RAM.
That's true. Yeah, because you got to be real lenient about what memory you're going to use in those boards. Although there's
Samsung B-Die.
Yeah. Well, there's a few Threadripper boards, to be honest, that actually work a lot better with a wider range of memory than others. Like there's a specific Asus board that, quite frankly, I can't remember which model, and a lot of the ASRock boards work with a lot of different memories. So you can get fast RAMs and reliabilities as well.
Well, not to mention the new chipsets like X470, and I imagine Threadripper 2nd Gen is going to have some newer memory models as well.
Yeah, but I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because they said the same thing about their second run at Ryzen. Like, memory compatibility is so much better, and we ran into the same problem.
Ran into a similar problem, but I've been able to get a bit more clock speed out of it. I've been able to get like 3600 pretty stable.
Yeah.
So it's getting better, and this is the thing. I mean, when you're talking about a whole new die, I still got to give them some credit. They came out with a new monster processor that, let's face it, it's leaps and bounds ahead of FX, so you got to give them that credit.
I will give them credit, and at the end of the day, it still makes for a pretty killer machine.
Yeah, it's true. Damn it, Joe. Now we get to talk about the wonderful people at Nvidia.
Oh, they are so choice.
When do the
new cards come out?
We've been excited about that. We've been talking about it. We've been acquiescing about it.
Let's do this.
We talked about that awesome hot chips demonstration where they were going to talk about new lithography. Well, now the next gen GPU may be delayed due to a overstock in Pascal series GPUs. Because
what?
Oh God, dude. Well, everyone's now deaf. Thanks, Joe.
If they're not deaf, they're pissed off because I am.
Well, there's been rumors going around, and obviously we don't have necessarily any substantiating evidence of this, but there's been a lot of rumors going around that 300,000 GPUs were returned to Nvidia from one of their Taiwanese OEMs, one of the top 3. So we all kind of know who those are, so we don't necessarily name names. But
it's times like this you wish that we had like a standby beeper.
300,000 GPUs, Joe. 300,000.
Can you imagine how that phone call would go, though? Like, hey, NVIDIA, you want to see some magic? And then just 300,000 cards show up on their door?
Well, no, I think this is just GPUs. So now they've got to burn them out to cards. I mean, this is like, so they've now got a choice.
Why don't they just do what they do like every Christmas, and they'll just make neat little necklaces out of them and send them to like all the Ed and Board partners, and partners big thanks.
Thanks for sending us all these back.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is they're just going to now invest more money into it to make necklaces.
I mean, they could make some pretty killer earrings with them, I'm sure.
They can make some pretty killer machines out of some of all those GPUs too.
I mean, you could just make a killer machine out of nothing but those dies. It'd just be a
so that's what you're saying. We should just get a bunch of GPUs and make a case out of it.
Yes.
Okay. I think we can probably do that.
I mean, why don't they get creative with it? Well, you remember the twin cards? Yeah. 560 twin? Why don't they do 1080 twin?
Please no. Please no.
1080 twin!
Do you
Put
remember,
it on a PCB. 1080 twin. Give it to you and me.
That was one Ed and Board partner, by the way, that made that 560 FTW2. FTW2.
Yeah, and I'll give them credit because when mine died for my own, it was my own fault, and they still replaced it, and they gave me a GTX 580.
Which is not a bad trade, to be honest.
Not at all. I mean, I returned that thing with like red coolant stains on it, and they were just like, oh, it's broken. You want another? Totally awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened.
Good luck getting an army in the future.
I don't know what happened, man. I just put out my system wasn't working. So you just call you guys, and they use GoKart, man.
Oh, God. John's like, your voice sounds bassy, like deep. Are you Batman? Yes, I am Batfleck right now.
Batfleck, no.
Batfleck.
No, never again.
Hey, you know what?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is the best Affleck.
Eric Barron.
I am Batman.
I'm going to throw up.
No, honestly, I'm unfortunately sick, guys, so now I'm going to get Joe sick, and he's going to get everyone else sick.
I'm not sick from like the seasonal sickness, so I'm sick thinking about Ben Affleck and Batman.
Ben Affleck?
Affleck.
I feel like I'm the outbreak monkey right now, and I'm going to be the one that causes like the disease that kills like half the population.
And then what kind of a sickness would that be called? Just bat AIDS?
It'd be the Batflex. You got the Batflex.
Oh, I'm afflicted with Batflex.
You got Batpecs. Batpecs.
Where you just throw up and crap yourself at the same time while growing Batman ears.
While watching the movie and realizing that the movie made you do that, not the sickness.
You start hallucinating and seeing like the Batman symbol in the sky. Yeah, it's great. I'm sweating just thinking about this.
You're sweating anyways. I feel like we need like a powder person. We need someone that really high speed runs by and just taps you in the face and walks away. Just like antiques you.
Please stop.
God damn it. You're going to make me cough again.
Well, I mean, if you go to the doctor, they'll make you cough too.
Yeah, but wait, I don't even want to go down that path. This feels like somewhere. Alex is sitting right there. I don't want to go down. Whoa. Wait, what are you doing?
Nothing.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
What are you doing? So one of the back on the train of why we're never going to see new GPUs apparently.
As long as that train doesn't have Ben Affleck, I'm sure.
Can't wait to get an email from Nvidia about talking about this. This will be fun.
If they actually respond to it in a timely fashion.
No, they respond when we talk about things they don't like. That's for sure.
Oh, that's good.
But they want to tell us what we can talk about on our live stream, but not talk to us any other time.
But when it comes to support on actual tangible products that are new and that could actually compete to our competitors without having insider information or just being buddy-buddy with certain people, nothing to do with us, right?
But hey, I guess if we kiss their ass all the time, maybe we'd get better support. I don't know.
Or if we just do a lot with their ass, maybe they'll give us the support.
That too, maybe. But that's fine. So basically, I was just going to say, like, the speculation right now is that due to an overestimate of gamer/mining demand for GPUs is why it's causing these problems.
Overestimate.
I think it was more. They were like, hey, we're raking in all kinds of money. Let's make more GPUs to make sure we make the mess of this. And the next thing you know, Ethereum and everything's like crashes down, and they're like, oh crap.
Do you know what the one thing is that I can't stand about this industry the most is that for some reason companies, I can't speak for our competitors, but companies and manufacturers always feel like it's okay to make their problems the consumer problems. Oh, like, hey, we overestimated, so you got to suffer for it, right? You understand.
But wait.
No,
but Joe, GPP was made for you. You ruined it. You ruined it, Joe.
I'm telling them to take their GPP and shove it in their mouth.
Then PP. GPP.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Okay, I got it. So, you know how we talked about, like, maybe there's a new GPU architecture around the corner? They were going to be talking hot chips. They had the whole presentation mapped out.
Yep.
That presentation.
Are we talking Intel or are we talking AMD,
no,
Nvidia?
Nvidia. When they were talking about the new GPU lithography, the new architecture, well, that's dead. It's now removed from the schedule, and now there's Intel talking about thin and light graphics for notebooks. So, yay, more of the crap we don't want.
So is this kind of like you want to talk about it because we just don't talk about it? Like it's just...
No, I feel like Nvidia's like, well, we're not going to release this because we got to sell all these old Pascal GPUs now. So they're like, we're just going to reel this back and wait. So now we're going to wait even longer to get new awesome GPUs.
Great. That's exactly what I want to hear. That makes me happy.
Well, I mean, I'd rather be honest with people than blow smoke up their ass.
No, that's true. Like, I'm not saying this. I'm not trying to like sell Nvidia in like our products and kind of twist. Like we'll still continue to build things with what we have available, but it's just that until they come out with new cards, like, is what it is, you know. And you're welcome, John. It was my pleasure.
John's all, hey, I shared this with a few tech groups to build the AVA empire, and he said hopefully you mean Joe sounds schmexy because I sound like hell. Ooh.
You know, like some like Barry Manilow playing. That was big. Ooh.
I love this, guys. We've rebuilt like some of our studio. Now we have like a screen right behind this camera, so I don't have to be like this reading on my laptop. I can actually read what you guys are saying primarily over here.
I mean, you still could. You just...
Well, I wanted people to feel like I'm actually trying to talk to them, besides talking to you about whatever the hell we're talking about.
You could just do like the blue or the Zoolander blue steel look in between displays.
Just go.
Magnum.
Oh God, why? I can't do that voice right now, so I can't even do it. I'm like, why? And then my voice cuts out.
But you know what? Your voice would be perfect for. Did you ever see the commercial of that English book writer when he was filming that wine commercial? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And he gets so drunk between the scenes that they're like, all right, cut action. And he's just like, and that. You could be a good candidate for that.
I do that without being drunk. I do that anyways.
That's true. Hey, Shannon, how's it going? Oh, yeah, me too. Have a nice day.
Pretty much. It's about me walking through the office. And I'm already 2 cups of coffee in. It's like, nope, it ain't happening.
I'll just call you Bear Hugger.
Well, I'm just going to leave that alone. I don't like big hairy bears so far. I am one, apparently.
Oh, you are?
Apparently.
Okay. You hear that, men?
No.
Line up.
No. John,
While
I like you,
supplies
buddy,
last.
but that's it. I'm limited edition, people. Limited edition, 50,000 of them. Not from Intel. I've got 50,000 usage cycle. And my
Mean time between failure, 3 hours.
And my wife has used most of it, so trust me, and there's not much of me left.
Oh, so you're saying is you're refurbished?
If James, wow, I'm gonna dig myself a grave again. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad. Look at this, Joe. I'm glad Brooke made this. Look at what she made. It's my head on a guy dancing with a grave thing.
It needs music. Like it needs the music from Six Flags. It's like
no. I feel like no. What that needs, Joe. What that needs is yakety sax in the background.
Don't come back.
That seriously.
Shannon's yakety sax. Don't come back.
I don't think you know which song I'm talking about. Yakety sax is not that.
No idea.
Yeah, it's
zero.
I'll play it for you later. You'll understand.
Yay.
I love how Shannon was like typing us a message, just dash, and then there's nothing. So yeah, I'm scared we're missing something.
This would be a PR nightmare.
No, I just love it because she's just listening to this going, wow, we've got to answer Facebook questions about this later. This is great.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You wanted your jobs to be more interesting, so
yeah, you guys look like you were getting bored. We wanted to make sure we shook things up so you guys had a lot of fun.
And for future reference, I'm going to be meetings all next week. All day, every day.
For your future reference, I'm just going to disappear, and I'm going to have like a bad sickness this next week, so any of you try to reach me, sorry, just talk to one of them.
We could just shave our beards in the question mark, so you should be like...
That's what we should do. Every week we should shave our beard a little differently just to screw with people.
I mean, but then we got to save the clippings so we can paste it back into our face as if nothing ever happened.
It just looked like you'd paste it like right on your neck, so it just comes up from your chest.
I'll just give myself a unibrow.
I just figured you shaved it.
I do.
Okay, well that makes sense then.
Thanks.
Now, to GPUs we can actually probably get sometime this century. AMD did.
I'll get one when my daughter goes to high school.
Dude, I'm not, let me make this real clear. I'm very, and you know, we all know this, I'm very vendor agnostic when it comes to a lot of things. And what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
I saw blurry stuff.
Yeah, you saw blurry things. John asks, is there any news on Qualcomm 5G? There is. Unfortunately, I am not well studied enough on the new mobile tech for the 5G.
I am not competent to answer this question.
I'm not. I'm not competent to answer this question at this time. I think that's something we could probably look into and talk about next week. And Joe's going to Google it right now, so I look like an idiot.
Here, let me live chat Google this for you.
Don't send John a let me Google that for you link. No. That would be messed up.
No.
It'd be funny, but it'd be messed up. Hey, can you just send that link to Shannon and let me Google that for you, and we'll just post it back to him?
Yeah. I can.
No, honestly, I'm not, one of my good friends, Anshul, is actually he works for More Insights, and he actually did a write-up or some talking about the Qualcomm 5G and the new technology.
It's a collaborative, I see, with Vivo.
Continue.
That's it.
That's all you got? Wow, Joe's like doing a live reading of a website right now, I think. He's scrolling as quickly as he can. By the way, it's from Shenzhen, China, where
the first thing I heard was Shenzhen, China,
where some of the best news comes from. Just saying.
Yes, absolutely. No, because that's where glorious, glorious country. Let me tell you, it's a fantastic, fantastic country. All the processors come from this country. It's the greatest. You can ask everybody. I'll tell you. I can tell you, but they'll tell you.
MSGA, make Shenzhen great again. Just saying.
I just Shenzhen my pants.
So. Yeah, Shenzhen's the source for our great news coverage here.
I'll wait until we can actually ask somebody with credibility.
Just ask Anshul to come on, and then we'll ask him that question and be like, please fill in the blanks.
Yes, blanks, empty, fill.
All these blanks, please do something. Honestly, John, I wish I knew more about that right now, Qualcomm 5G. It is going to be awesome, but unfortunately, knowing at the speed that our wireless tech works here in America, it will probably be long down the pipe.
Yeah, it's not a priority. You know what their priority is?
Making sure they charge you for antiquated backbone.
Right, and they're just going to make just enough money to continue to perceive the value of the equipment that they actually put into play, and they're only going to keep that up as much to make sure that they keep raking in the dough.
Do you know what's truly embarrassing is with our amazing technology and availability here, we still have large areas that only have DSL available or satellite.
I mean, it's not by accident, it's on purpose.
Yeah,
everything's about dollar and cents.
So there's areas where you literally, like in I forget if it's Norway or somewhere like that. I was talking to one of my friends who lives out there in Europe, and he was like, yeah, I get like gig internet for like $20. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's awesome.
That's like my sister-in-law's fantastic satellite internet out in the boonies.
That's actually the exact polar opposite, because she probably pays like $100 for like half a meg.
No, she pays $60 a month for a total of 8 gigs a month.
Wait, 8 gigs total, like capped?
Bandwidth. The total 8 gigs of data usage. The bandwidth is like 1.5 meg a second.
Can you guys even update your Steam library with 8 gigs of data?
Dude, he downloaded like Meat Boy, and like that was it. Like done.
I know what Super Meat Boy is, but anyone who doesn't know probably thinks that's really weird.
No, but it was his sister-in-law was like, what did you do? And he was like, I downloaded Meat Boy. And she's like, who's Meat Boy? And he's like, it's a game. And she's like, well, now I can't watch my soap operas.
Does she live stream her soap operas, is what you're saying?
I don't know, it's like Hulu, and like they watch things like Supernatural and like Spartacus and anything with like half-naked men, that's what they're watching.
Alex, your buddy joined, Tutu joined.
Tutu!
What's up, Tutu? We went and hung out with Tutu a little bit out in the land of potatoes, aka Idaho, for a little bit.
She's a nice lady.
Dude, Tutu's a nice lady. She's a really nice lady.
Yeah, I like her.
I've known her for a long time. So, going back to cards we can actually potentially buy sometime in the near future. Oh, great. Tutu's laughing already. So, Vega, AMD basically, I don't think they necessarily leaked it on purpose, but some 7nm benchmarks have leaked with the new Radeon Pro.
Oh,
Vega 20
yeah.
based. It's a dual GPU Radeon Pro, from what we saw.
Sweet.
It is 32 gigs of HBM memory. So that's a pretty substantial thing.
Why didn't they scale back their video memory? That makes sense.
No. It's a professional card right now. It's a professional card. The Radeon Pro is professional. And you know it always launches with a professional product.
I was just mocking the fact that the rumors of the 1180 was that it would have HBM 8 gig or GDDR6 8 gig.
But see, that's the thing. With even with GDDR6, it's still not directly on. It's still not directly on the die. HBM is directly attached to the GPU die, so it's going to be much better.
Yes, John. All the things.
You just put yes. Well, real quick, cut away from this. John actually asks, does hard drive versus SSD versus PCIe SSD affect gaming FPS or just load times? For the most part, it's not going to affect FPS very much.
It depends.
It depends on texture loading.
Yeah,
if
like
you have a
GTA 4, for example, was huge on that.
But I think that's a very niche case where it's going to make that big of a difference. I think SSD in itself, like SATA SSD, would be more than enough for most games.
Yeah.
Once you go PCIe based, whether it's M2 or AIC, you can't saturate that bandwidth loading textures. It's not feasible.
Yeah, I know.
But
Fallout New Vegas is awesome with an SSD for sure.
Oh yeah, well there's a lot of games that take, like for instance, one I hate to mention because I don't ever play it, but World of Warcraft. Those things load up like way faster. And so
You the real MVP.
I see that. So basically, the SSD does not 100% affect that. It's really more the loading time that's going to be the biggest thing. There are some niche, very edge cases where it'll affect the FPS performance, but that's going to be extremely rare. If you have a SATA-based SSD, for the most part, it's going to cover everything you'd need, especially for like a large game drive. That's why I recommend people, and I think, Joe, you agree,
I do.
having like an NVMe drive for your, or even Optane drive for your main boot drive.
Is solid.
And with a PCIe-based interface, whether it's M2 or AIC, and then your main game drive could either be an accelerated hard drive,
Right.
or preferably like a full SSD, so you just have the full high-speed performance.
Right.
Because most of the time, the games simply don't load a bunch of files at one time,
No.
unless it's something like GTA where it loads everything perpetually.
No, and I have a good balance. I have an NVMe drive for the OS. I have a 2 terabyte SSD for Steam because I like to install games and leave them there until I finish them. And then I have like a 4 terabyte hard drive that just stores miscellaneous things that don't really count in terms of the performance read and write that you would get as a benefit.
And that's the thing, with your NVMe drive, it's not going to make a huge tangible benefit for your game loading. It's, for the most part, your SSD is going to do great.
This is true.
So with that, now going back to that new Vega being shown, it was shown running
Thanks,
ASUS
John.
Fidelity.
You too. Sorry.
What do you say?
He's a very nice man. Did I come
Sorry.
here for all my tech
God.
answers? AVA has given me peace of mind with all of my nerd thoughts. Well, we mind link apparently because I have nerd thoughts too.
Let's see. Are you just touching the tips, Joe?
Gingerly touching the tips.
I feel like this is going just the right direction.
I
This
agree,
is
right?
Great.
The only direction.
So the Vega 7 nanometer, it's gonna be a thing. I think this
I'm
is a sign.
excited. I want to see what happens.
This is a sign to see what the desktop cards are going to be coming out as. Obviously, I don't think they're really going to have a 32 gig right out of the gate for like a desktop consumer card. I think
Probably
that'll primarily be because no games will really utilize HBM at 32 gigs.
No, that's pretty overzealous, you know.
But what's funny is right after this got leaked, all of a sudden there was like a special CEO edition of the Titan V that had 32 gigs of memory.
I saw that, and that's just friggin' obnoxious, and that's like elite status stuff.
It's like, yeah, we've got this GPU, but you don't get it.
It's like that skit from Mad TV back in the day. Look what I can do.
That's just ridiculous.
Cool. Awesome. Get in your Bentley and take off. See you later.
Yeah, they are giving away some of the CEO editions cards. Yes, they are.
Are they? How can I get one?
I honestly don't know. I didn't look that up.
Gotta be part of the elite, I guess.
I saw that right before we came in for the live stream, and I'm like, oh, cool stuff. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And then I realized that, hey, we were talking about this Vega thing, and I'm like, they have 32 gigs. So once again, NVIDIA's like, oh, we're going to throw 32 gigs on the same card and call it a day.
I mean, I guess if you can do it to do it, why not?
Tufu says, I have a 128 gig NVMe for OS and have a normal 1700 RPM drives for standard files and working on getting a SATA-based SSD for games and etc.
Yeah, I would say it's a huge deal, but it's definitely something that's worth doing.
I remember Tutu's setup. He used to have like a crazy, just literally a motherboard sitting there with he had it spanned across like 9 different hard drives. And I'm like, what are you doing? He had like 9 different 250 gig or like.
I mean, it's decent redundancy if you think about it though, because if one disk dies, then you lose all your data. And if you span it across 5 disks and one dies, you're like, oh no, I lost my collection of manga.
I wish that was the case, but unfortunately when I meant span across multiple drives, I mean he had a bunch of them hooked up and he had like 8 different drive letters.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because...
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, why'd I do this?
That's one way of putting it. Will it play Crysis? At this point, I think at this point...
No, I don't think it will. You're going to need like 3 9800 GTXs with triple SLI.
I remember the days when you had to do that.
That was actually when I first started working at AVADirect in 2008. That was one of the first things I had to do. My boss at the time just came up to me and sat down at my desk and he's like, Joe, I need you to do something. And it's dirty work, but you're new. It's got to be done. And I'm like, what? you got to go in the back. You got to play Crisis. I was like, why is that bad? He's like, it's not. I'm being facetious. You're stupid. Go in the back and play video games for a little bit. I was like, okay.
That's kind of what we get to do here, though.
Yeah.
Kind of like when we sit here and do this on camera.
Well, I let other people enjoy it a lot more because I already had kind of my break-in period as a youngin' working for this company back in the day. So I got to do all that stuff that like needed to be done, but is also fun. I just have fun in other ways now. So I let all other people play video games and have fun. Of course, until we start the live streams of actually like gaming and streaming.
Well, we're preparing the room. We actually have separate studios specifically for gaming that we're working on right now. And that's going to be really awesome when we get those up and running, which hopefully is soon.
Yes.
Because I'm really excited to play some of the ridiculous games that's come out recently.
Dude, I want to play the games that I just normally like wouldn't play in my own time, just because like when you play those games with people, it's entirely different.
Well,
like the hand simulator, I never got to play that with you guys.
It's probably a good thing. Ask Chad, he'll tell you. Hand simulator is horrible.
Then there's golf with friends, and you're like, no, you're gonna hate your life if you play this. I'm like, what's so bad with golf with friends? And I think I crushed like the left click button on my mouse playing it.
Kevin's just trolling us with Kevin is in our chat just trolling us with acronyms now.
Okay.
Kevin's like
SSD is a BFD, okay? IMO and TVH. I don't need SLI.
Well, you're running a Titan, Kevin. Of course you don't need SLI. It's funny because Tufu was like his storage array ended up being like 10 terabytes, and I yelled at him every time he mentioned it, like for sure. It was insane.
What do you need all that 10 terabytes for? What are you doing?
Do you really want to know? I don't think you want to know what he had on that massive amount of storage.
I mean, I could sanction to guess, and I don't want him to get arrested.
The thing is, you got to understand, we're pretty loose, and Alex knows. He just kind of goes like this when you start talking about certain things, and I don't want to discuss on this live stream what he potentially had there. That says something.
Well, that makes me want to.
Well, but it's Tufu. I mean, come on. As far as, like Chad said, horrible life choice, because he actually played I think he played Hand Simulator with us like once. It was me, Joe from production, and we were all in there together, and that game was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just trying to like there's this thing where you have to open a box and like pull a grenade out.
Right.
He literally blew himself up trying to throw a grenade at me.
I believe it. You know how many times I blow myself up playing PUBG just because I can? Like half of the time if we're playing with Chad, if a team takes him out, I will take out said team and then just cook a grenade in my hands until I explode because I got my vengeance.
This wasn't by choice. He was trying to throw it. And the controls are so awkward, he couldn't do it.
I've thrown grenades at myself in PUBG before. Like not trying to. Like, I'm going to throw it this window and it just goes plank right back in my face.
This is something, okay, I'm going to let you access it if you don't already have the game from my Steam account. You got to try it so you can understand the horrible incident that is Hand Simulator. We played Jenga on it, and we pretty much exploded the Jenga thing every time we tried to move it.
How do you explode a Jenga?
Because you went to grab the brick and you go, it just takes off.
Sounds like part of a very complex, like Star Wars-based language. Explode a Jenga.
Oh God.
Am I wrong?
So with 7 nanometer, I'm excited to see if we actually have Vega cards show up.
Like for us or just overall?
Well, I want to play with them. Are you kidding me? Come on.
No, we don't play with them. We evaluate. Come on.
R&D is the art of playing with things till you figure out how they work.
That's troubleshooting too.
Well, it's troubleshooting. You keep trying things till it finally works.
Maybe that's why we work well.
I think that's coding as well. Coding. You just keep throwing code at it till it finally works or breaks so horribly you have to redo it.
Yeah, are you going to use the space bar or the tab?
Oh God, no, please. Tab.
Space bar or the tab?
Tab. No spaces, please.
Good. Good.
I can't handle people that space bar all their code. I will flip out.
But then it can be precise.
No.
Then you know.
No.
What if your tab's broken?
You tab everything. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
So now I want to show you guys some of the new toys we got in. We mentioned them last week. Let's go take a look at what we've been working on. Hey!
It's gone. I don't know where it is. I guess we can't do it.
Joe stole my new toy.
I'm kidding. I don't want that door stopper.
Hey! So this is a limited edition Core i7 8086K. It comes with this awesome little letter saying, you know, hey, you're awesome. Thank you for spending a lot of money on a processor that's a highly binned 8700K. And it's signed by Brian Kazanich. Now, one thing Anshel brought up on my post about this morning was it's probably worth a lot more now, being the fact that the dude is no longer in charge of Intel. so it's now a limited thing.
Intel 8086 Fired Edition.
I will say one thing I was disappointed about. I expected a better case badge, but it's just a standard i7 8th Gen case badge. So I was expecting something cool.
Maybe they could auction off Brian's badge since you won't need it to log into the building anymore.
And other than that, there's not a whole lot that really comes in the box. I mean, but this thing does turbo to 5 gigahertz. So
yeah, but what does it taste like?
I'm not putting this in my mouth, Joe.
I'm sure you never said that before.
Alex, see what I work with here. See what I work with here. I'm glad. This is great.
Oh,
this is great.
I heart you. It's okay.
Oh, I know you do. It's okay. I'm just trying to get. Oh God, I can't get it back in the box. Okay, we're gonna get away from back. We're gonna get back away from this. That's there. It's boxed. It's back in the box. We're gonna be done with that. Ah, move, move. We're a fluid operation here, folks.
Yes,
we do this well.
Such AVA.
We're well.
Much collab.
Such AVA. Much practice. So with that, we wanted to show you. We've got the 886K processor now. We've got actually. We got a decent amount of them. We've got well over 100 of them. Out of 50,000 in the world. 50,000 may seem like a big number, but when you're talking 50,000 in the total world, and then you take 8,086 of them out for the giveaway,
yep,
that gives you around for a little under 4,200. And I imagine they're going to be doing other giveaways with other people, so I imagine that you're probably going to have about 40,000 total. And so these things are going to disappear pretty quickly. And being a chip that
get yours now.
Now, being a chip that actually does 5 gigahertz, unlike the FX9590, it's kind of nice to see.
You had to bring it out, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because it's a really kick-ass processor. We can make a really killer machine out of this for you. And you can come to AVA while they last. However, if you wait too long, we will be out of them, and you'll be probably out of luck because it's not like they're going to make a whole bunch more of these. They made a finite amount, and that's it.
Right.
So,
and if you think about it, you're kind of saving some money because if you get it now and make yourself happy, or if you wait and you don't, the amount of alcohol that you'll have to consume to forget about it and wash away your tears, it's a wash. So
I tried washing away my tears with alcohol and it burned my eyes.
I mean, it's better than a spoonful of salt.
I guess it depends what kind of alcohol you use.
Yeah.
If it's Fireball, then maybe it just, wait, no.
Last time I drank Fireball was at the Malted Meeple, and it was Angry Fireball, and they put Angry Orchard in a glass with Fireball. And they're like, it's fine.
That sounds horrible.
It's okay, it's tasty, give it a shot.
Was it a shot or was it just a drink?
No, it's a full glass. It's Angry Orchard and Fireball.
Okay, real quick, people, we have a few comments. Tufu said, I just wanted storage, no big surprise.
Yeah. And a hug.
Tufu wanted a lot of things, and I remember back when that happened, and we got him some drives that made it a lot more suitable for his application. Joe replied golf with friends, which I don't think you got to play that with us either, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? With the horrible like acorn-shaped golf balls?
Yeah, remember I wanted to play PUBG with you guys, and you're like 7 deep inside TeamSpeak, and I'm like, oh, we can go with friends.
Oh, that's right. You actually spent money on that horrible game, too.
It's nice. We play it all the time. I played it for 15 minutes.
John just asked, can we do like a Halo 2 LAN party at AVA?
I mean, I guess.
We can do a LAN party. I don't know about Halo 2. I mean...
I can bring in my Xbox One and we can split screen like old days.
What are we going to do? What am I going to do? Play Indiana Jones and try to find like an old-ass console to play that on? I don't understand. I feel like I'd literally...
Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh. Where's the oh, really Al right now?
Brooke has some words right now. She said she'll kick all of our asses at Halo 2. Okay, John, yeah, I hope you understand that now you've got a challenge, dude, because...
Yeah, I hope you bring a game face.
You don't... Wow, I can't even.
Yep. I wish I could say something along the lines of like a girl's gonna mop the floor with you, but that's sexist.
Wow.
And I'm married to somebody who could legitimately kick my ass on Dead or Alive all day, every day, in Soul Calibur.
Kevin said, welcome to Pied Piper. Shannon Robb is having a Silicon Valley moment. Well, yeah, he's not wrong. I think I have those like every day. I actually love that show.
What part of Silicon Valley moment? Like when they talk about the in and out compression, or when they discover it and the discussion behind how they discovered it?
I'm talking about when they finally realize how it works, and he's standing there talking about how each side works.
What do you mean each side?
Yeah, like how you could take care of all of the judges at once.
Each side.
Yeah, each side. Yeah.
You take care of each side.
Yes.
Like it depends on the angle of the sides, and maybe like if you.
And
get
then you could end to end, and you could remember. For those who get this, for those who don't, have no idea what we're talking about, and that makes it even better. I feel like you're that South Park episode with Shake Weight, remember? Remember Cab Fair?
Yeah, Cab Fair, out, sleep mode.
See, you heard James just start laughing back there?
Here's your cool down lotion.
Cool down shot. Cab Fair, it's over.
At sleep mode. No, wait.
By the way, guys, if next week the live stream happens to be canceled or someone else is on it, you'll know why, because apparently we talk about shake weights and shit.
Yeah, they're just going to replace me with like...
LN2 tank. We've already talked about it.
LN2 tank is hard. They just replace me with just like a box of worn out shoes. And like every
Shoe
time...
and shoelace?
Yeah, like one is meaningless without the other. And every time you need to have talking points, you just grab 2 random shoes and slap them together and just throw them behind you. You're like, wow, that was great. Awesome.
But I don't think shoes can do the voices you do, and that would help.
I mean, you could probably
especially considering I'm losing mine. So
you could probably figure out if you wanted to.
They have Halo 2 for PC port.
Oh, it's awful though.
Oh, the tab versus spacing Kevin's referencing.
I know.
I didn't even think about that. I just hate the idea of tab versus space. I hate that people space on their code. It drives me nuts.
The only time I space is if you're in something that just does not recognize the command of tab and it doesn't shoot the line. It jumps.
What are you using? Like, are you using like Billy Bob's homemade like coding tool? What doesn't recognize tabs?
Billy Bob Thornton's coding tool. All it does is just curse at me every time I hit the tab.
And drinks a lot of whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
And
this sounds like a childhood problem, I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess. Maybe it's repressed.
Was he a bad Santa Claus?
No, he was a fantastic Santa.
He was fantastic?
Yeah, he loved all the ladies of a certain size and culture.
Oh, God. I can't even laugh right now because my throat hurts. This sucks. I want to laugh so hard, but I can't.
Mm. Why don't you just like silent laugh like a sloth?
Oh, just like a Muttley, like, Yeah, great.
I just created a lot of thumbnail moments.
You look like you just like farted. Just saying. I
mean, I did. You didn't smell it yet?
Oh, God. Alex, help, please.
No, bask in it.
We've got like cans of spray for that. So, as far as gaming news, there's something that actually James brought up to me.
Yay, James!
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We recently discussed the Fallout 76, which I think all of us are like super stoked about.
I'm stoked about Fallout 67.
Get out of here. I remember last week when we were sitting on a live stream and it was like the clip was playing and we're like, oh my God, we got the email, and we were going through we were all trying to sign up for the beta.
Yeah.
Well, the beta's been confirmed and it's coming to Xbox One first because
of course it is
because FU PC players apparently. I'm sure Microsoft paid a pretty penny to get exclusivity for the initial beta or the initial intro to the beta. I do love how they referenced it. So they called it the break it early test application.
But that's never going to happen. We're going to break it, and then they're just going to find additional ways to break it from fixing what was broken in the first place.
It's Bethesda. That's the beauty of Bethesda games. Do you remember
that they're broken?
Okay. Sometimes it's the funniest thing is when you have a broken game. Like for instance, when the dragons were flying backward in Skyrim.
I mean,
or you close the door on somebody and their body freaks out and they it just explodes.
When it's amusing, sure. Like I love the ragdoll physics. You shoot somebody in the chest and they just like fall back at the corner and then their body's just like wiggling like this. Like sure, the ragdoll physics are entertaining. But now when, I don't know, you lock yourself into a set of missions and it prevents you from getting power armor for the rest of the game on a console and there's nothing you can do about it.
The first time I got the power armor in Fallout 4, remember that pool that you could walk by the water?
Yes.
I sunk through the floor and died.
I believe it.
I was like, oh, cool, this is awesome. How do I get out of here? Nope, you can't.
And for some reason, you take me to somebody that would just go like, ah, and just start like wailing your fingers on the keyboard, and Ashley probably hears in the other room just like, ah.
No, I actually replaced my keyboard because I smashed my hand on it and it killed like 4 different keys.
That's good. That's like
I don't have anger issues at all. Just saying.
No, but I mean, in that similar note, that's the first time I played Dark Souls, and I put like a good 8 hours into it, and I was trying to fight that dragon on the bridge, and it killed me twice. So I lost all of my progress from like 3 hours that day.
Like all 3,000 cheese wheels?
Dude, like tons of them. I mean, Dark Souls had cheese wheels, sure. But it was tons of stuff.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Skyrim. Sorry, I was still on Skyrim.
No, Dark Souls, the remaster when it came out on PC.
Why do you do that to yourself?
Well, I took the Xbox controller like this and the front facing out and slammed it down into the ground and caved in all the joysticks. I threw it away and I just told Casey I spilled pop on it.
What's pop?
Soda.
Thank you.
Oh, and you want some soda, eh? Why don't you go into the gas station and get yourself some water while you're at it?
Get out of here.
Oh, hey there, guys. Sorry if you don't like my attitude. I was just trying to communicate and stuff.
Kevin said his brother never leaves his room anymore, just PUBG all day, all night. That's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
And actually his system, Kevin, I actually am going to send Chris a picture. His brother just ordered a system from us.
I know, I helped him.
Oh, that's right.
I gave him a super deal. It was like friend of the company deal.
And any of you who watch our live stream, call Joe. He'll give you an awesome deal to get a system through AVADirect.
Jazz.
Including an 8086K processor. I just about died.
And if we still have them.
If we still have them.
Can't guarantee anything. Maybe if you
call Joe right now, he'll answer your call.
Maybe if you call me and smooth talk me and say some nice things and whisper sweet stuff into my ear, I might reserve one for you, guy.
Sorry. You made me choke to death on water. That's awesome. So, with that, I actually have a picture of Chris' system. I need to send it to him because...
Do it right now. Put your money where your mouth is. Do it right now.
It's on my phone. It's sitting right here.
That's right. It's right there. Do it.
Fine. Screw it.
See, I get things done in sales.
Well, you better find something to talk about. Now you're just going to sit here. Great. Great.
I mean, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hold on, I gotta cycle through all the memes.
The pictures of your PC.
See, this is customer service right here. We're sending pictures to customers of their systems.
Live, immediately. Good job, dude. See, you're a nice lady.
Well, once he gets a system, basically Kevin's saying that no one will ever see him again. So it sounds like when we play PUBG for like 5-6 hours.
Oh, straight. Dude, like I had a conversation with Chad about the other day. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like I pull you away, and he's like, man, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be playing another game. And I'm like, yeah, it's. I haven't played a game in this session in a long time, and I told him like, you know, the last game I was playing was the King's Quest reboot because it's got Dude Man doing all the voices for Graham, and he's awesome, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you can just tell me you want to play, man. You can just tell me to screw off, and I'll go play. Go play King's Quest. I'm like, no, like this game supersedes other games. And that's the point. Yeah, I got it too.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, Tufu, he already saw it. Oh, good. This is great. Hold on. I'm saying this to Alex. Hold on.
Great. Fantastic. I just love becoming thumbnails.
Alex, we've got a new employee picture for Joe. Just saying.
Fantastic. Are you sure you don't want to like send it to Intel and they're going to say, send us a legitimate photo, we're not letting you into our conference? Yeah, like that's great.
That did actually happen.
Yeah. It wasn't Intel, it was or was it?
No, that was
it was CES.
It was CES.
Yeah. All I did was take a photo of like haphazardly smiling like.
Hold on. Just do me a favor. Make the face you made in that picture so people can understand what you did, that they did. That's the face we had for Joe for his CES badge. And I was politely told, either take another picture or he doesn't get a badge.
Great, because you know people really paid attention to the paper badges that we didn't bring anywhere with us, and we still got where we needed to go.
Well, it's because we didn't go to the show. The show floor was a disaster, so we only went there for like part of a day.
Yeah, it was a flustercluck.
Damn it. Kevin says, Shannon Robb knows how to service the client. Great.
Oh, he does know how to service the client.
As if Shannon...
Oh, yeah.
Once again, this is my life, folks. Just saying. Oh, great. Chad's now trolling me about playing games.
Shannon Robb, research, development, and client services.
And he's like, yeah, like Shannon never plays games. I'm sorry. I've been sick. I've been busy. I've been traveling. Leave me alone, damn it.
You know, you do what you can.
Oh, yes.
You have nice discussions with people, and Shannon makes sure to let them know that this discussion has been very pleasurable.
Brooke wants a picture of you.
Great.
So she gets it.
Awesome. Create new what? What are we creating?
Yeah, we're watching her create the actual image on our live stream right now. This is awesome.
This is great. This is like watching somebody murder something you love. It's awesome.
Well, you know, hey, Joe, sometimes we all got to die.
Oh, can you use that floating Shannon head? That's nice.
No.
Use that somewhere.
No more floating Shannon head. Leave me alone. There we
Fabulous!
Go. Great. Yeah, no floating Shannon head. That was enough fun just testing it. I know it's coming. I'm not even... Can we line up 7 or 8 clients and watch him service them? I can only... four at a time, Kevin. That's all I can do. Just saying. 4 at a time. It's all I can do.
Your CPU needs more voltage. You need better cooling. You need to overclock your processor because it's the breaking point. You need a better graphics card. Why do you have RGB that does nothing for game performance? And why are you giving me a potato? 8 people all in a row.
I'm hoping that's all they're talking about, but I have a feeling, knowing Kevin and Tufu and all them, it's not.
Do you want to be the first customer?
No, Kevin, he's a big guy. No. I would rather start with someone small like Tufu. If I really got to go that route, let's start small.
Provide service to your friend Kevin. No.
I'll let you take that one. You're better at taking the big guys, just saying.
Sure.
Now, talking about PUBG, it's on sale for the first time ever, you know, because they're realizing Fortnite's killing them. So,
and because they're coming out with a monthly subscription service like Fork Knife.
Yeah, unlike Fork Knife, well, I guess it's kind of like Fork Knife, that wonderful Battle Pass BS that they're going to do for $10 for 4 weeks.
No, what really chaps my ass about it is the fact that they don't clearly state what you get. What you get new clothes? Do you get
skins? No, they actually announced it now. They actually showed. You basically, it forces you to like level up, and you level up and you get specific skins. And so far the skins, they're garbage. It's stupid. I don't see a point in it. And the biggest problem is, to me, it feels kind of like a cash grab now because, I mean, it felt like cash grab before when they were doing keys on every damn crate except one.
I just hear the ending of the Donnie Darko song stuck in my head now.
I can't even. Chris just replied because I sent him the picture of his system and I sent him a video of the RGB going crazy just to show him. Yeah. He's like, 6, so EDM. I'm like, damn it. Boots and pants and 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 boots. I like offset you right now because I have that baritone thing going, so it's like.
So I can just do like a soprano. Boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants, and boots and pants, boots.
I wasn't ready for that. Sorry.
Oh, and then the chair was chiming in, like it was making.
Yeah, the chair was even going. The chair was even going a little treble on you. What the hell's going on? So yeah, I'm not super stoked. I mean, I love the game. I love PUBG, but I'm not super stoked about the direction they're taking because instead of optimizing and making performance better and fixing things, they're adding more things you can buy.
But they are kind of making up for it with the weapons. Like the QBZ that we were using last night, dude, that thing was off the hook in terms of its accuracy. The stability was better than an M416, so you can legit throw a 4X scope and you can just murk people all day.
4X zoom-ins.
Get wrecked, mate.
Zoom-ins.
I had a 4X zoom-ins. Tons of zoom-ins. All your zoom-ins belong to us.
All your zoom-ins belong to us. Yep. Speaking of PUBG, once again, PUBG Mobile now offers first-person mode. Once again, something that James tossed at me because I didn't realize that.
Why?
Because people play on the phones because not all of us sit at home and play. I've got to travel. So I actually like PUBG Mobile.
You know what's really cool about it, though? If you had a headset with it, a VR headset, like a Samsung VR headset, and you did that, that'd be cool.
You know what I found out is with Octopus, you can hook up, well, it's a program called Octopus. You can hook up... I can't be serious at all. I can't.
With a program like Octopus, you can
hook up keyboard mouse to like your mobile device and actually play PUBG just like a.
Oh, that's right.
Which really screws other players probably because.
Who cares?
I really don't, but for the most part, most of the functions can map properly.
I am not small, and yes, the Chinese knockoff 416 is amazing. Who said you were small?
I did, because I said I would start off with someone like Tufu, small. You said service the customer like Kevin. I'm like, no.
He may be tiny in body, but he's large in heart.
Kevin's 6'8", dude. He's a big guy. And I don't think...
More to love.
I would want to handle that right away as servicing a customer, just saying. I'd rather take someone small like Tufu. Alex saw him. Tufu's a small guy.
She's a nice lady.
She is a very nice lady, just saying. I don't know. PUBG Mobile I'm happy about, but I really wish, once again, they would just fix the game. Like fix the hacking, fix all that crap.
I mean, it's getting there. Hacking's okay though. We probably run into about 1 or 2 hackers a session rather than like the 7 that we'd run into.
What's the best headset to use in PUBG? That's what Kevin's asking. Wow, that is tough.
Whoa there, buddy. You just knocked yourself to the back of the servicing list.
Wow. I don't even know.
I regrettably use the Razer Tiamat headset because
you're dead to me.
I bought into the marketing hype of it actually being 7.1, and really all it does is just pee on my face constantly.
Joe, you use Razer? You're dead to me. Bye. You're dead to me. Over. Just die. Just choke on the water. You don't know.
I mean, I could, but then someone's gonna have to clean it up.
We have people.
No, I wouldn't wish that on my enemies.
It's okay. I just can't handle you.
You don't know where that water's been.
That's true. Can you swallow it and then choke?
No.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to say. I don't know. Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, good luck to your wallets. Steam Summer Sale is here because Steam wants...
Oh, death to your monies.
Steam wants more of your money sale. That is happening.
Was that John Goodman? Is that John Goodman's face right there?
No, that's freaking Gaben.
Oh.
He's the lizard.
Why does he look like John Goodman?
Because, I don't know, because it's a small GIF. I don't know.
I kind of feel like the GIF should have been Mufasa, and then your wallet, or like Steam should have been Mufasa, and then your wallet was Simba crying at the fact that it's dead, right?
Oh, God.
She's like, you murdered me. You murdered my God, why no?
Why is this happening? By the way, GIF or GIF? What are you? Which camp are you for that?
GIF.
GIF. Okay, good.
Graphical interface.
I get it. I get it. It's actually graphical image format. You noob.
Get wrecked, mate.
Get out of here.
I guess it's GIF now then, because it doesn't matter. I'm still being judged.
But how does G equal like a J sound? That doesn't make sense.
John asked if we can repair headphones. We might be able to. Just bring it in.
He has Astro A50s though, so it's like an integrated battery. If there's a battery problem, he's kind of effed. He's kind of. It really depends. We'll have to see what's wrong with him. We could take a look.
Tufu loves you, Brooke.
I didn't do it.
Oh, who did? Well, like Reddit did it.
No, but I think he's saying whoever added it, which is Brooke. Like, Brooke added that because she's awesome. We basically told her like, hey, surprise us, have fun. And that was what came out of it, so I'm very happy with how that worked out.
Right.
Let's see. Who does the GIF? Oh. And Chad said, Ed, you still won, which means...
yeah.
And we still won, so what good are hacks?
There's been a couple of games that we've still murdered people with them using cheats, and we've seen it.
Well, we've watched. Like, remember the guy who was just sitting there in the middle of the field and just snapping at everyone and
shooting?
Yeah. It's like, oh, cool.
No,
the ump that shot us from like way over.
The VSS. Were you playing with us with the VSS? Or the guy was just like 3 hits to the VSS, I was dead. 3 hits to the VSS, he was dead.
He killed me. He killed me off a balcony before he killed you guys.
Yay!
So with the Steam Summer Sales, there are some highlights I saw.
Let's see if they have anything new on sale.
Fallout franchise is 30 to 75% off. So basically, figure Fallout 4 if you don't already have it, it's 50% off.
Totally worth it.
By the way, Fallout 4 VR, are you getting it?
No.
Why?
Dude, have you seen the English dude that does a review on it?
Yes.
How he's like, I love it. But
it's amazing.
He's like, it's atrocious. It just falls apart, and
he makes that video about everything. It's called Fallout 4 is a Nightmare. It's great.
He's like, he talks real calmly. He's like, in its complex system, VR works. You feel like you're involved, but really you're just floating on a pile of cloud made of poo. And I'm like, and I get that. Like games like that, I don't want to feel like I have to teleport to where I'm at because that kind of breaks the immersion for me. But the worst is when you're actually playing a game where you're supposed to teleport, and for some reason something starts making you move anyway, and you just feel like you're kind of floating forward, and you're like, oh, 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 ah!
Now, real quick, to get back to Kevin's question, he did ask which is the best headset. It's tough to say because it really depends on personal feel. I use Astro A50.
If somebody were to tell me, like without a doubt, hands down, the best gaming headset to use for positional tracking and for bass and response, because I'm weird. Like I tend to
opt. Yes, you are.
I tend to opt for the earbuds that like vibrate my ears if I'm listening to something that has a lot of bass, because I just like a deep tone of the bass. So maybe later you and I need to get together.
Alex, help, please. Alex.
It's not sexual harassment
Alex.
unless I force myself on you.
Alex.
I'm just putting myself out there.
Alex, I'm having wanted advances. I mean, wait, unwanted. Oh God.
The truth shall be revealed. Anyways, but tell me a gaming headset that's going to have awesome bass response, and the litmus test for that is now going to be every time a plane flies over us in PUBG, because it just breaks my speakers.
The things they did to change it, like also the gunshots sound way louder. It's ridiculous, and you can hear people walking a building away.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would say I did Astro A50s. It's all good. I think those are really good. But
are they?
Yes, they're exceptional. And John has them as well.
Have you heard about those new magnetized headphones that went through Kickstarter and they passed?
I did not.
No?
Other than that, they do have one. We talk about Rick and Morty a lot. They have virtual reality is 50% off. Did you play that yet?
I played it. My brother let me log into his Oculus
okay.
When he first got his, and I played it. And it's fun, but I got lost in it for like 3 hours. And like you have to like actually build puzzles in it. And at one point I'm legit just sitting in my living room, like Indian style, and trying to determine how to put together a plane engine.
I have no idea. That sounds like I'm going to buy it just to try it.
Dude, it's awesome.
Other than that, we've got a few others. Civ 5, 75% off. Hover Junkers, 65% off. That's something I talked to you about. Looks like a really awesome VR game. Something we could probably play here because it's co-op.
Okay.
Steam Link's 95% off, aka nobody wants it.
$2.50 though. I mean, Chad and I brought that up too. I made that comment. Chad's like, yeah, for $2.50 though. Like, you can...
Paging Dr. Freud. Great.
Yeah, you can legit hack a Steam Link though to like just be a streaming point.
You could.
Yeah, and it works fairly well. It's not
for
bad.
$2.50, you could basically buy it like a Raspberry Pi and just screw with it.
Oh, Resident Evil franchise on sale, 87%.
But we are getting close on our time. We've actually exceeded it by about 15 minutes. So let's kind of wrap this a little bit here, guys. Plus, I don't want to completely lose my voice. I actually have things I've got to do beyond talking to you wonderful people.
Yeah, he's going to whisper sweet nothings at home later.
To you? I do live a little far from you, but I can come by. Did you see that World Health Organization qualified gaming as an addiction now?
Well, I guess I need to go to a mental institution.
So that's a thing.
I guess I'm really glad that this didn't come up when I was younger and like I relied on gaming as an outlet because I had no friends. Because my mom would have just like thrown me in a mental institution and that would have been it. Or you need help, we got to go see a psychiatrist. You play with your dongles all day. You should go outside and get some sunlight.
Are we still talking about gaming?
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody help me.
Just making sure. Other than that, guys, we do have, obviously we have the AVA news. We got all of our, including the Crew 2 bundle now.
Crew 2!
With AVADirect gaming PCs and Today notebooks.
Pretty badass deal, if I might say so myself.
Other than that, we have all the other bundles we've been mentioning every week. Please join us, But if you need one of these things, if you want a badass system, if you want a killer machine, reach out to us. We'll reach out to Joe, actually. I'm not going to sell you a PC necessarily.
That's a pretty
But
good...
I can find him if he's not available because he might be hiding after this, so I don't know.
That might be a pretty good advertisement for our email system. Like, you need some of these things, and it's just a PC.
Well, that's the thing. Well, what you need, if you really want a badass PC, we've got the limited edition Proc for now. That 8086K is going to be going pretty quick. We've already sold, we've barely had them, not very long, and we've already sold quite a few of them, haven't we?
Yeah, and we should make some special edition systems just called like Shannon Serviced Edition. And
Shannon Serviced Edition?
Yeah,
great.
and it could just be a picture of you like,
them?
no, it'd just be a picture of you like this, like spray painted on the side of it.
And who's going to paint that? Because I'm not.
We're not. We're just going to like screen print an actual photo of you onto the case.
No one wants that, Joe.
I don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, goodness. Ugh. Okay, guys.
I'm sorry that I've mentally exhausted you. On that note, we should probably call it quits, huh?
Hey, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
No.
Next week...
Thank you for thanking them for joining us.
And we will be here next week at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. However, the following week, because of July 4th falling in the middle of the week, and some people are decided they're going to take vacation, we've got to adjust our schedule. So,
what are you going to take vacation for, Bob?
Yeah, Bob, you screwed it all up. So next week will be normal schedule. The week after will be the day before July 4th. We will be having a stream to talk to you guys about any of the newest industry news and whatnot. Otherwise, please join us next week, and please keep sending us questions, things you want to talk about, things you'd be interested to hear us talk about, or our thoughts on. Blow up our messages on Facebook, Twitter, however you want to contact us. And
we got nothing else better to do.
Send me a tweet directly. Send Joe a tweet directly. He never logs into Twitter, so you'll never hear from him, but it's okay.
Facebook message, please. Thank you.
I pay attention to all the social medias because I love you guys.
Oh. Thank you very much for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next week. Yep. Take it easy.